Sup, capybaras? Welcome back to another episode of The Lone Roller. But before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about a Kickstarter that I supported called the Deck of Destiny. It was a Kickstarter that I supported a little while ago, and they finally sent me my copy. Actually, they sent me this copy maybe last month. I just want to now just talk about it. But it's a Deck of Destiny, a solo RPG compendium of adventures by Richard Collins and Dale Norman. So how the way it works is that the whole system is based off of using 52 deck playing cards to determine stats and successes and fails and other characters. I haven't really looked through it yet. I only very skimmily thumbed it, but maybe I'll make a special episode one day just playing this, and we'll see how that goes. But other than that, let's roll the opening credits. Sup, capybaras? Welcome back. This is another episode of The Lone Roller. As always, I am your host and player of the game, and one who improvises the scenes and whatnot, and the one who rolls the dice. Leon. Where we last left off with Talti as Sven, let's just face it, he's always Sven. Where we last left off is that he met with two advisors of the oligarch on this space station. It was a way of him getting it more of an in to help out with Hirsch and disrupt the system of this before the survive called pilgrim ship docks for its brief moment before they head off to the planet of Torma, as it was called. That's right, it is Torma. I always have to often remind myself of my notes, so I just move about on my day. So anyways, so he met with Key and Cal and convinced him, because Talti is a man of gifted words, and coaxed him into setting up a meeting with two of the other members of the oligarch, the two council of the oligarch. And with that, the meeting was supposed to be set up someplace, but in the meantime, Talti went back to his ship to await for word on that. And that is where the scene picks up. Oh, wait, hold on. That's right. There was other things that happened. Hirsch came back and was seeing that it has, brought it to Talti's attention that it's getting a little bit tense. There's a tense situation happening on the space station. And so Talti decided to take advantage of it and told Hirsch they're going to create a persona, a symbol of rebellion, of mutiny, named the Phoenix. Why not? Why not Phoenix? So Hirsch's job now is to spread the story about the Phoenix while Talti waits for his meeting. And that is where we're going to pick up. The chaos factor in the last episode went down because Talti was very much in control of that last scene. And with that said, let's begin. The chaos factor being 4, we now have to roll our D10, which is unfortunately, is not a Midnight Fury design dice. I do apologize, guys. I really do. I do have Midnight Fury design dice right here, and I'm going to roll them in this episode. Trust me, I will. But I don't have my D10. It's been lost. I can't find it. It's gone. With that said, we're going to roll. And if it's 4 or less, our scene is interrupted or it's altered. So, does the scene proceed as normal? Let's roll. Roll the 5. And with a 5, the scene proceeds as normal. Talti he's awaiting for the message to come in. And at that point, he gets a knock on the door, just a boom, 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 boom. He checks the view screen and sees that it's indeed Key and Cal. They look and waiting for him to come out, and Talti opens up the door and he goes, and they see, Sven, there you are. Our councilmen are ready to meet you. please lead the way. And Talti follows Key and Kel to the meeting spot. And as they get to the meeting spot, they walk through the corridors of the corridors and through the promenade and into other corridors, just basically just snaking their way around this whole space station until they finally get to more of a very upper deck. A very upper deck. They go up, they go up, they go up. That's where they go. Royalty and aristocrats are up here, whereas the minions and the workers are down here. That's how that works. That's just how the way the system just works, okay? And there is right there this beautiful, well-designed door because they're bougie like that. The door just sleekly it just opens up. And there, sitting there, are just two people. I want to quickly determine what are the sexes of both of these characters. Let's determine the first person. Are they male or female? And we'll roll the dice on. All right, let's roll for the first character that is a part of this council. Let's start with them. Are they male or are they female? And we're going to use the stars without numbers to determine that. So we roll 1d4. That is a 2. So it is a male. Good. And let's go ahead and determine the second person and roll. Whoop, there it is. Midnight Fury design dice. It's a d4. Second person is also female. So we have one male and we have one female. All right, that's good. We can even go even further, and we can use the UNE, the Universal NPC Creator. So why don't we get an idea of the first person? So let's do with the male first. We'll roll on that person. There we go. So NPC modifier 65. Tactless. Noun 99. Tactless tradesman. That kind of tracks. I like that. So tactless. So first councilman. Tactless tradesman, and that tracks. They do business here. That's what they do. They do business, and he's kind of like. He's like, oh, yeah, we got business to attend. We have business to attend, and I don't need anybody here telling me what to do. That's how as simple as that is going to be. Who are you? Yes, Sven. They told me all about you. He's a little tactless. Although, I feel like he would be a little bit more, he is a councilman, but somehow because of the way he operates, he's able to talk like that. He's like, yes, he said. He's like, look at you, with your little bionic eye. You come over here and you just waltz right in. This is not canon. I'm just getting into character. All right, we're gonna roll on the councilwoman now. That's right, councilwoman. Let's find you, girl. So now the second councilwoman. Let's give her. What kind of name would that first councilman have? He talks like this. He's like, oh yeah, like this is how he stands. He's a little bit Scottish, a little bit, it's a bit Irish, a little bit Scottish. He talks like this, clearly he's got an accent of some kind. It stands like this. This is his proper and prim, is what he is. I think that might be English, and honestly, it might be English. I love this show. I love this show because I can do this. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm kind of doing half a Kimbo, and his other hand is coming down here like this. Too much fun. So, a gentleman like this, what would he call himself? Yeah. Oh, we already taken Hush, we already taken K, we already taken Kill. What is a good name for this person? Or we can call him. How about oh god, I'm spacing on a name here. I might have to use a name generator, honestly, at this point. It's like, probably need both. Oh gosh. Why don't we just go ahead and just call him Williams? That's his name. His name is Williams, so we're gonna put that in. That's canon. It's Williams. So Williams, he talks like this. He's like, "Oh, man, what is all this is all about, eh?" Gentleman named Talti. Can't paint name. No, is that the Latin? Some kind. Williams. All right. The councilwoman. Councilwoman now. Getting into character. Let's see. Rolling that. 88. 88. Alluring. Oh my goodness. She's alluring. I love that already. So that's already just a nice polar opposite of this other character. So alluring and excuse me. 93. Alluring courtier. I wish I had the dice cam so you can see what I'm rolling here. Alluring courtier. All right, hold on. I gotta quickly just look up the word courtier. So courtier. Am I spelling that right? There's a U in there. Okay. Courtier. One in attendance at a royal court. One who practices flattery. Both definitions work for this character, so why don't we go ahead alluring courtier? She is a proper and plain woman, and she speaks very like slow in very the opposite of the other person that he was talking. He's tactless. He's a tactless tradesman. I'm trying to get into character and finally find the proper voice for her. And she, I'm really working on my feminine voice. It's really, there's a way to like kind of like constrict the vocal cords that it's oh boy. Gotta like really just make it sound feminine. It's terrible. But she is alluring and she's a courtier and she speaks very soft but with intention. Because when she talks in such a well-mannered pace, people lean and they listen. That's what they do. They lean, they listen. So we have her now, and we can call her Sandra. So we have Sandra and we have Williams. So those are our two characters. I might be able to bring back Williams. I can say honestly. What does he say? And then Sandra sounds like this. It's also sort of an accent as well, and she speaks slow. There we go. I think we got it. This is gonna be a fun scene to really, really do, guys. So this is for you guys. I literally embarrassed myself where my wife is in the other room somewhere and she gets to hear all this all the time. And I'm sure she's cracking up every chance she gets. Like, that's my husband in there just doing all those voices. And that's not how she sounds, by the way. She sounds way better than that. I promise you. So Talti enters the room, and there's two people standing there, one woman and one male. The male stands like this, but he's tactless. He's like, are you the one who came in here to talk to our guys, Key and Kyle, saying that you can even persuade us? Is that what you can do? And he looks over at Sandra, and he goes, Sandra, what do you even think of this? And she goes, please excuse my friend, my my fellow councilman. I am Sandra, and here we would like to speak with you, as we are now piqued by what you have to say. And I felt like I lost her voice. She was English, and she was sounding like this in soft, more husky voice. A very husky voice is what she had. Kind of an accent, and nice and soft kind of accent, alluring. There we go. And all we just have to attach up sort of a phrase that she would often say, like, regardless, or what would be a good one? It's like, in my experience. Yeah, there you go. In my experience, I have seen many, many men come through here, and you are an interesting person, I must say, Sven. So please, sit down. Let us break bread and have a talk. Please, understand that my friend here, my fellow councilman, Williams, please, behave yourself, Williams. I admit I behaved myself just fine. I just want to know what this man is all about. That's what I want to know. His accent kind of just keeps fluctuating, doesn't it? But we kind of have an idea that he's kind of like, he's a tactless man, is what he is. Sven is kind of takes a deep breath and he says, "All right, well, thank you first and foremost. Depart with the animosities. Just get on with it. What do you want, Sven?" Sit down is what we'll sit down is what we're going to do. And Sven he does what he does. He takes his seat and he gathers his bearings. He knows here that so Talti knows that he has to really think about the next thing he says here, the next step, if you will, that's going to lead. And he says, I understand that between you and your councilmen, and at this point, how many councilmen are there? So we already have the 2. So we're going to roll a d4 to see what the additional is on that. I rolled a 1. There's 1 other councilman out of this. But why? So when Talti comes in, he knows this already. He's already like, now let's just ask that question. Did Talti already find out about this? I would say it's very likely that he knew that there were 3 council people. And so let's roll on that. So very likely, let's see where that puts us on the fate chart. Chaos factor 4, very likely. We need to roll under a 65. 58. Yes, he did. A know ahead of time that there were 3 council people. 3. I'm doing like the okay. 3. There we go. 3. And so, out of the loop, but why? Talti says, Sandra and Williams, please understand that I know I've been around the block, if you will. My experience has shown me a lot. I've seen so many governments. I've seen councilmen, and I've met religious patriarchals and religious oligarchies and other types of systems that are out there, including the one in the exterior of the star system that works in a very much, how I've been told, communistic way. But I know for a fact that I can help you. I just need to know why you two are trying to even meet outside of your other council person. What's happening? And he takes a look at them, and does he pick up on anything with his eye thing? With his bionic eye, he can read body temperature. He can read, heart rate, and basically by all the biometrics, heart rate, body temperature, etc. So does he pick up on anything? So we're gonna give that a difficulty of 6. He rolled an 11. So yeah, what he picks up already is that both of them, their blood, their heartbeats, their heart rate intensifies, and he already picks up on that. He's like, and so Talti goes, Sandra and Williams, I already know that there is a tense situation between you and your other council person. And I can see that even just thinking about that person, which we will now determine their gender really quick with the roll of a dice. 1, a man, of course. He's a man. Duh! Men are the worst. That your fellow councilman is obviously lording something above you. Does he have something against you too? That he's willing, if that secret were to be exposed, Would it would it cause trouble for the both of you? We're gonna roll on that. We're gonna give that a difficulty of 8. Oh wow. 7. And with Talti's talk and his charisma, yeah, he nails it. Yeah, he nails it. Hey, I, you're a perceptive one, aren't you? You're a perceptive. Is he English or something? Or he talks like this. He talks like this. You're all that accent is what he is. It's like you're a perceptive one, aren't you? How do you even pick that? How do you even pick that up? Must be a fancy bionic eye, is what it is. Sandra goes, Talti, I do really feel that even with your Beck's accent, there we go. Now I think we're getting somewhere. Or now she's going, sounding a little bit different. Oh my goodness, I really need to be able to hold these accents. I can't call my voice actor, but I cannot hold the accent. I always nail down tall T just fine. And so she speaks, and she goes, Tall T, I really see that this is obviously an ulterior motive. No, 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 she doesn't say that. Yes, you are right, Talti. He is loitering something over us, and it's something that we don't want to have out at all. And we don't want to get into any of the details on it, but we definitely need to do something about this person because he is a threat to the both of us. And if we don't do something, our security here is in grave danger. And with that said, please tell us more what you can do, Talti. Talti sets himself up, readjusting himself, and it's very easy. What you have to do, simply, just stay close to him. Get all the information you possibly can about him. Let me do the digging. I'll find out more about the councilman. Let's give this other councilman, a name. We'll call him Thaddeus. His name is Thaddeus. That's his name. The main councilman. Thaddeus, the main councilman. There you go. His name is Thaddeus. He's the main councilman. Anyways, I don't know why his voice is like that, but it is. At the moment, it's not canon until everything is to be determined. So with Councilman Thaddeus, I'll do everything I can to discover any kind of secrets. I am a master of the talk, that I am the master of the speak, and I can do everything in my willpower to find out more about him, something that we can use against him. But you have to trust me. So, Williams and Sandra, do I have your trust? Ooh, man, let's give that a difficulty of 8. Does he have their trust? Can he hit their trust? He rolled an 8 on the dot. Yes, yes, Talti, we can trust you, even though that we know better to... Her accent keeps changing, I love it. And maybe we'll stick with more with this one, a more soft accent. A little bit soft and almost alluring. There we go. And soft accent and alluring. There we go, perfect. This is now Sandra's voice now. It's canon. It's canon. It is now canon that her voice sounds just like this. And she says, Toti, I cannot speak on both of me and Williams, but if you can find anything about Councilman Thaddeus, then you would be forever in our depths, and we will do everything that we can to help you. As a matter of fact, you can. What I need help with is getting on the ship with the Survive. Consider it done. We will get you on that ship. Just help us with councilman. That is. Get more fear. If you read about Will, if he can make anything happen, what would this little wee lad do? And Talti looks at Williams in the face, and he just stares at him for just a moment. He just looks at him dead in the eye, his eye just adjusting, just whirling at him. William is William taken aback of this? Ugh, I'm gonna say that's a 50-50. Yeah, with a 23 on a 50-50, I think. Yeah, with a 50-50, I'm gonna have to say that puts it right there. Chaos factor 4, 50-50. You roll under a 35, I roll a 23. Yeah, on the dot. Man, if we rolled a 22, we would have had a random encounter, a random event. That would have been great. Just so close. We were so close to it. And so, Williams, he's sort of taken aback. He's sort of taken aback by this. He's like, holy, what the hell? Your eye is creeping me out. It's creeping me out. And Talti looks in and sees his heart rate going up. And Talti just thinks of a phrase. He just thinks of a phrase. What is the thing that Councilman Thaddeus has on him? Can it be figured out? Let's roll on the action table. I think, yeah, the action table might be a good one on this one. What does he have on him? Or we can roll. Ooh, let's roll on. That's a good one. Let's roll on motivation. I think we can use. Do we want to use the une? Or do we want to use the other one? All right, let's use une on this one. What is the motivation? And let's see if Talti can pick that up. The motivation for Williams. 91. Attend. 87. Myths. Williams is really interested in the survive cult. And that is why the way he lives, the way he should be presented here in this oligarch is that he cannot be associated with any religion, but he is so interested in the myths that he wants to be a part of it. And his motive, he's been almost convinced, he is convinced that even he himself believes in the survives beliefs. And Talti, can you notice that? Let's give it a 6. Challenge a 6. He rolled a 12. Oh my goodness. Talti immediately just goes, Mr. Williams, are you interested in the beliefs and the philosophy of the survive cult by any chance? And he, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea about that. I have no idea about that at all. And his heart rate is racing. And Talti looks at him and he goes, I can see it from here, Mr. Williams, that you are indeed very persuaded by and the lure of that cult's beliefs. And if you, of all people, should know, you obviously haven't been there, have you? The pilgrimage site. Williams looks, his gaze goes straight ahead, looking at nowhere, realizing that he's been caught, and he's like, oh. And Sven immediately picks up on that and goes, well, I can tell you without a doubt that I will get to that pilgrimage site and I will bring you back something worth its weight in all the credits in the world. And you can trust me on that. Do I have your trust now, Williams? Ooh, man. That's like an easy target right there. We're going to give that a target of 6. We rolled a... Whoop, whoop. Nope, that was a... The dice was just like off. We're going to leave these 2 here. I rolled 2 2s. There we go. We rolled a 4. Rolling a 4, Talti's +3 on his talk and his ability to persuade is able to convince Williams. He goes, I have no other choice but to trust you. You have everything for me. You're a very interesting man, Sven. You're very interesting indeed. Please, just go away. We'll work with you. No problem. Sandra, let's just end this meeting already. And Sandra, without further ado, agrees with Williams. And on behalf of my associate, Talti, we thank you so much for coming here. And Talti bids them farewell, and he walks out the door. Talti, ending our scene, Talti was very much in control of that. Our chaos factor will once again go down to 3 at this end of this episode. But Talti now has connected with the 2 council people of the oligarch, 2 of 3, by the way, to create a disruption. And he's really doing it because now he's got those 2 people on his side. He's got her spreading a symbol of the Phoenix, and now he's got these 2 sort of in his corner now. And we're just gonna pick up on the next scene where Talti will meet back up with Hirsch, get what's gonna happen, get the information, get like an update of what's happening, and we're gonna go from there and see what else that Talti can plan. Other than that, we're going to end the episode right there. Capybaras, thank you so much for tuning in as always. You can always catch me on my social medias on Twitter, Alternative Zen, on Instagram at _Alternative Zen. You can see my blog, steelfoxes.home.blog. Come check it out. I'm putting in applications right now for advanced readers, for beta readers to read this book that I'm going to have released called The Departing Tale of Christopher and the Hereafter. I will put the link in the description below so you can go check it out. Please check out the chapters that I've already released on my website. Other than that, thank you so much, Capybaras, for stopping by. This was Leon.